I've got some Xbox One Next Gen gameplay. We're looking at the DLC map of Operation Metro. This is the re-envisioned Operation Metro for Battlefield 4, and it takes place after the first map from Battlefield 3. Now, the first thing that really just caught me when I joined into this game is the graphics. Even on Xbox One, the next-gen consoles, everything looks really great. I haven't noticed any big differences between PlayStation 4 and Xbox One gameplay. And you'll see here the re-envisioned area of Metro outside. This is the rush part of the map, the first two MCOMs. Everything's kind of overgrown and destroyed. And something that didn't really occur to me till I was playing it is that not only is this map taking place after the first Battlefield 3 map, but it takes place after the nuclear weapon goes off. If you played the single player, a nuke goes off in Paris, and basically this is sort of the post-apocalyptic wasteland. I imagine it would probably be pretty radioactive, but we can just assume that somehow the radiation cleared up, and now, for whatever reason, we're actually fighting over the same map again. Honestly, I'm not really concerned with the story aspect of it. I'm more concerned with just how it plays out and how it looks visually. As you can see here, it just looks astounding. Now, like the other Second Assault DLC maps, the basic layout and the basic size of the map has remained unchanged. You can pretty much jump into a rush game mode of Metro and know what's going on the new map if you've played the old one. But the small changes, the little levolution effects, certain items have been replaced or changed. You'll see the rocks to my right are larger than they used to be. Just small things like that have been changed, and it really shows that the devs have played the heck out of these maps, and they knew what were some of the key issues with the original maps, and they went in and fixed them. Now, a very cool little aspect of this map is that you'll notice there's a lot of overgrown grass. Well, this grass burns, and it's dynamic burning. So wherever you start a fire in the middle of a patch of dried out grass, that fire will spread until that entire patch of grass is basically consumed by the flames, and the only thing remaining will be black charred land. And just look at the fire effects here. I was really impressed when I saw this for the first time. I thought that this was basically something that was always burning, and I didn't realize that you could actually manually set it off. Now, at first you might be thinking, oh, that's a cool little aesthetic effect to the map. Well, it's more than just aesthetics. The fire, as you can see here, creates smoke. It also creates a barrier that's going to hurt you. You could probably run through and survive, but you're still going to be hurt. You don't want to take damage. It also allows you to get rid of cover that perhaps snipers are going prone in, lying down in, so no longer can people just hide in the tall grass. You can get rid of it. But I really think the smoke effects and sort of creating these barriers at the right moments are going to add a lot to the gameplay and the flow of combat. Now, playing this in fast forward, you'll notice that the fire does spread, and I actually didn't stay to see how far this fire spreads, but it looks like it just keeps going until it runs out of grass, at least dry grass. Now let's get into the underground part of Metro. At first I was expecting jets to come down and bomb this area and make the holes going into the subway system, but then I remembered, right, we're playing the map years later, so obviously those holes are already there. So you're not going to see those jets fly overhead, but you will get a little bit of a surprise when you finally get down into Metro, and that's that it's flooded here. You can see I'm in the water. There's cool ripple effects. Water effects on Xbox were still really, really good. And check this out, the levolution. You can bring down the ceiling, and it's not just limited to one or two areas. There's got to be like 20 to 30 areas where you can bring down the ceiling in Metro, and this is really going to add up a lot of dynamic gameplay. And again, as you can see, everything seems to be pretty similar. The coloring of Metro looks a lot better in my opinion. It doesn't have a crazy overly blue tint to everything anymore. Personally, I think it looks a lot better, and you're going to see me use some of the levolution here to bring down the ceiling on this player. As you can see, it's got no problem crushing them. It also creates a large smoke cloud here, and this could be used really well for visual cover if you don't have any smoke grenades available to you, and I can see that coming in handy a lot during intense games of Metro. Now, as we approach the next set of MCOMs here, you'll notice that they even put some levolution right on the MCOM area itself. So combining this with Claymore or C4 or something could be a really interesting way to defend this MCOM after you've armed it. Something that's going to excite a lot of players, myself included, is this alternate side route on the left side of the map when you're attacking on rush. No longer do we only have 3 ways to get up. This is now a 4th, And in fact, there's kind of a fifth way, which you'll be seeing in a second. I thought you could blow up those gas tanks back there, but it doesn't look like it. You can, however, turn off the lights in this hall area, which will give you an extra way to try and defend it or assault it, depending on what kind of perks you have. Now, in the Conquest version of this map, they have blocked off the side passage. I'm not sure if this is just for Conquest Small, perhaps Conquest Large has opened up some of these extra passages, but we do have an alternate way up, and that is the elevator. So if you're playing on Rush, you technically have 5 ways up, which is a huge improvement over only 3 ways up. Now, when you get up in the elevator, you're going to see where it puts you out right over those first set of escalators taking you up. And this is going to make it very hard for defenders to hang out on top of the escalators, because you're going to technically be able to get flanked from 3 different directions: the side stairs, the front escalators, and now the elevator. So I think it's going to be much easier for attacking teams to push up these first set of escalators. And you'll see that's the animation right there if you're close to some of that rubble coming down. I thought that was a kind of a cool little addition. So if you're near it, you can not take any damage or not die, but it will kind of mess you up. So it can potentially help other players win a firefight, even if you're standing close enough to it to activate that animation. Now, moving forward in the rush progression of this map, you'll notice that this is the area that can also get pretty heavily choke pointed. Well, they've added an extra little way to get out. This door to the side here opens up to a larger street area, and you're going to recognize this street. It actually connects with the other way you get out here. So you just have multiple ways of securing this alley now, which is a really great addition, because this corner used to be absolutely insane. So now hopefully that will alleviate some of that corner camping there and allow the attacking team to better get out of an area that can be otherwise really easily defended. The lockers area of this map looks for the most part the same. There's a few extra little spots to hide on the side of this while you're progressing up. But one of the big changes is having a light switch at the back here. You also have a nice little fire extinguisher that you can set off, and of course there's Levolution all over the place. But if I hit this light switch here, and it was shown in one of those cool videos, it turns off the lights, and now people with tack lights or infrared sights are going to have a little bit of an advantage in this area. As far as I know, there aren't any really large Levolution effects. This ceiling collapse right here is probably one of the bigger ones in Metro, and as it comes down, you'll see things start to get a bit lighter here. The light itself is actually coming down from the ceiling, and if you look up, you can even see some buildings up outside. So I thought this was one of the cooler ceiling collapses in this entire map. Overall, I'm loving the new Metro design. I enjoyed how it played out, and I gotta say that I'm really impressed with the Xbox One's graphics, also the PlayStation 4. Just the next-gen consoles in general are really giving you a full Battlefield experience this time. I'm really excited to watch the community grow, the console community grow, and now that I've gotten a taste of the new DLC, I'm pretty excited for what's in store. Stay tuned to this channel, guys. I've got some footage coming up of the next maps from the DLC, and I'll see you guys